Welcome to the Weather Gurus podcast for November 23rd, 2022. Happy Thanksgiving Eve to those in the United States and the 48 contiguous states here, over 48. Please be safe and enjoy yourselves. The weather looks absolutely fabulous for the majority, 2/3 of the country right now. We're going to start looking at the satellite radar composite, and then we're going to go into some Pacific forecast here. Pretty much nothing much going on. We have a few showers in the central Nation Heartland extending from Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex and the Little Rock, Arkansas, as well as coming along southern Missouri from Springfield up through Jefferson City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Missouri. These showers will continue to provide a cool, cold rain for the majority of the Arklatex and the Mid-Mississippi Valley Plateau. Now, elsewhere, we have some cold snow up in the Front Range of the Rocky and the High Plains, extending from Billings, Montana, down through Cody, Wyoming, and all the way over into Colorado from the Front Range, from Boulder down through Denver and the I-70 suburbs west of there, Golden, and those suburbs are picking up some brief snow showers. Snow showers continue in the western front of Colorado from north of Grand Junction and all of that area. It's clear in the Sangre de Cristo Mountains and the Raton Pass in New Mexico, all the way through the southwest from Phoenix to El Paso to LA. Absolutely fabulous weather. And the Pacific Northwest is getting a break from the rain showers as well. So hi to you guys in Seattle, Portland, Salem, Eugene, and into Spokane, Washington. Getting absolutely clear, fabulous weather as well, and stretching into the British Columbia as well. So we have that trough and this kind of trough and dip in the jet stream producing those showers in central part of the U.S. Northeast U.S. looks good. I-95 corridor from Boston, Providence, New York, Trenton, Philadelphia, Washington. Absolutely fabulous conditions there. Clear and cool with lows in the 30s and 40s tonight. Absolutely not as cold. And for Buffalo and Rochester, the lake effect snow machine is shut down from Ashtabula to Cleveland to Erie, Pennsylvania. No lake effect snow for the next 3 or 4 days. That's excellent news. But melting will occur, so be careful for the melting that's going to occur in the daytime highs, getting to the 40s and 50s these next few days here at Thanksgiving to the end of the month here. So be careful for that melting and refreeze as well. But, like a good neighbor, take your time and slow down on the road. Chicago, you look absolutely fabulous down I-65 corridor from Indianapolis to Nashville to Birmingham to Montgomery. It looks clear and cool for all parts of the Cumberland Plateau, and over toward the southern Appalachians looks absolutely clear as well. So the hazards reflect that. The National Weather Service hazards today reflect that. We just have a winter storm watch. Amarillo, Lubbock, Pampa, Texas, up on the I-25 corridor on the Texas Panhandle, down through the mountains to Franklin Mountains, just to the east of El Paso, and into eastern New Mexico. There's a winter storm watch. So if you're coming through that area there, I-40, I-25, be very careful there in northern Texas Panhandle. They could get up to 6 to 8 inches of snowfall coming into after Thanksgiving, on Thanksgiving Thanksgiving Day, later on that night, between the hours of 8 p.m. and midnight. So be very careful coming through that pass there. And we also have some high wind advisories in the northern New Mexico, up in that part of New Mexico as well. And then we have winter weather advisories once again in that area where we highlighted on the national radar, eastern Wyoming into the highest of elevations in Montana and the Bitterroots, coming just to the north of Butte, Montana, and Cutbank. We have those winter weather advisories there. Elsewhere, Southern California is showing high wind warnings. It's still windy in some of those passes there, coming through I-15 there, south of Riverside, California, and the 99 freeway. So if you're coming from San Diego, leaving up through Escondido Freeway, or maybe you're coming along Soledad Canyon Pass there, be very careful. There's high wind warnings for high-profile vehicles there. And then north of LA, on the 405, coming up through Topanga Canyon there, and those areas there, those typical areas where we see the winds increase. There's a wind warning, wind watch, high wind warning, high wind watch is there. And Castiat Canyon, those areas north of Canyon Country there of LA there. Be very careful coming through some of the passes there, Newhall Pass and some of the other passes along the 405 freeway and the other freeway as well, the Golden State Freeway. So be careful there, guys, in that area. Now look at the temperatures. We can see quite a big contrast here, courtesy of pivotalweather.com. You can see quite a big contrast here. The temperatures are moderating in the east and getting colder in the Intermountain West. That's what we're going to see. Lows in the Intermountain West is going to be between teens and single digits, and the highest of elevations 20s for the foothills of Denver, And then we have high temperatures exceeding 70, 80 degrees in Florida. That will continue along with some scattered showers. Miami had dense fog today, less than a half a mile visibility in Miami, Fort Lauderdale area there, Broward County, Palm Beach County, and Miami-Dade County. That was very unusual to see. Very marine-like layer there like California, but it's made possible by that stationary trough that's moving slightly over there, bringing, and cold front that's moving those showers, inducing that area. And but temperatures will continue to surge. That southwesterly breeze extending all the way up into the Adirondacks, so temperatures will continue to be warmer near or above average for the eastern 2/3 of the United States until you get out to the dividing line, that dry line, the dividing line just to the north of Amarillo and back out west, where you're going to get those cooler temperatures in the Intermountain West, and then over toward the California basin that warms up again. So that's what we have going on temperature rise. Forecast model wise, looking at the GFS model, we don't see a whole surge of cold air coming in for the next couple of days to round out the month. We see a zonal flow taking place here with troughs in the east and ridges out west there dominating, with occasional scattered showers coming through the Ohio Valley and through the Tennessee Valley there, bringing some heavy showers toward the end of the month and into December. But we don't see a really cold pattern coming in, setting up here, Arctic pattern from Canada setting up anytime soon through the first week of December. And so that's something to watch here. This GFS model takes us through Thursday, December the 8th, and I pause it here, and you can see that warmer southwesterly flow in the eastern 2/3 of the country from southwest all the way up to the northeast and out through the Midwest. Most of the Sun Belt from Texas to California to Arizona to Florida to Alabama, Georgia, and the Carolinas are warm for the most part, relatively above average. The cold air is still bottled up in Canada, and that's something that's also going to be happening here for the majority of time. So that is great news. Bad news for winter lovers. There will be some snow, of course, in the typical areas in the northern tier, let's say from Montana, Idaho, those chains through the Wasatch Mountains and down through the front range of the Rockies. They'll still get their usual typical snow, but nothing too crazy. Nothing like a huge snowstorm is coming in for that area or for the northeast. And so that's something that we have to watch to see if that cold Canadian air buckles, or the jet stream buckles, and let more of the cold Canadian air come down as we get later into December, to see if there's going to be more chances for a snowstorm or a white Christmas for those areas. So this has been your forecast for today with the Weather Guru. Please be sure to subscribe, support this channel. I appreciate your support and your comments. Thank you for listening today, and have a great Thanksgiving holiday. God bless. Talk to you soon.